I've got to be honest. This is a gnarly, iconic album cover. I have seen this so many places, but I have not heard this. And I was discussing with Chad a little bit ago. Funk is a blind spot for me. It is something that so much of the music I love is rooted in, but it is a genre largely unexplored for me. So I figure instead of just knowing that X, Y, and Z sound comes from funk, why not go and count the horse's teeth? Why not go collect some empirical evidence on where funk sounds come from? Which is to say, guys, we're going to listen to some funk. Now, I most notably know that funk particularly is known for bass lines and big old soulful voices. And in this case, Funkadelic, it makes me think we're going to hear synthesizers along with some slapping bass lines. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to get into here. Have you guys heard this album before, by the way? Night Scoots, love you, buddy. Guys, you know everything I know about it. Context Crew also be in and around, ready to drop context bombs. Bernie Worrell, I saw that gentleman in Stop Making Sense, so he is on this. Is he the guy that does the synths on this? Because if that's the case, huzzah, let's go. Because that seems pretty lit. Okay, so guys, I am going to hit the play button on this thing, and we're going to hop into Funkadelic's album Maggot Brain, released in 1971 on July 12th, which is my baby sister Rhea's birthday. So W's for Rhea. This album now goes out to Rhea. Rayah, for those of you that want to spell it for W Rhea. Guys, I'm going to hit the play button, but before I do, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. And if you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Twitch, because these people over here are actually the best people. Come hang out with us. Come discover music with us. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. We would love to have you by, and I know I speak for all of us when I say that. Guys, without further ado, first-time listeners, identify yourselves. We're jumping into this together. Here we go. Maggot Brain. 10-minute 19. Whoa. That was a pan.
Mother Earth is pregnant for the third time.
Huh?
For y'all have knocked her up. I have tasted the maggots in the mind of the universe. I was not offended, for I knew I had to rise above it all, or drown in my own shit.
I think we need to run that back. I need to take that in. What did I just hear?
Mother Earth is pregnant.
That was the most psychedelic opening I've ever seen. Big imagery, kind of dark and demented, very rooted in creation of some sort. Kind of grody. Even that, right? Like is like the tape click was like on a delay, and you hear it go from the left to right ear and just kind of flicker out.
Mother Earth is pregnant for the third time.
Mother Earth, like with an F.
For y'all have knocked her up. I have tasted the maggots in the mind of the universe. I was not offended, for I knew I had to rise above it all, or drown.
Is this like a really tight reverb sound? What is this?
Woo.
You hear these guitars? The guitar is primarily in the left. very soft guitar on the right. Or no, that's bass. The delays on the drums? What is this? You hear the ethereal swells coming in? This was done with tapes, guys. This is one take. There's like the Vibrolux sound to it for sure. With that fuzz. Wow. Parliament Funkadelic, abbreviated as P-Funk, is an American music collective of rotating musicians headed by George Clinton, primarily consisting of the funk bands Parliament and Funkadelic, both active since the 1960s, with an eclectic style drawing on psychedelia, outlandish fashion, and surreal humor. Their work has had an influential effect on subsequent funk, post-punk, hip-hop, and techno artists of the 80s and 90s, while collective mythology has helped pioneer Afrofuturism. I don't know about some of that, just because I don't know what some of that means, though I don't know the difference between Parliament and Funkadelic either. I'm guessing that this is just purely Funkadelic. But what I've got to say is that mood of that soft intro met with that guitar tone, and then just that passionate, moving piece was an unbelievable, such a soft, easy to deal with vibe. I could have listened to him shred the piss out of that thing for friggin' days. Absolutely, I could listen to that sound for days. A dude just shredding over some soft psychedelic sounding low jam music for days. That really, yeah, and again, you don't have anything. You just have these soft keys. And he's just friggin' running. Just running. In this tone, I don't know. like they're accomplishing this on take. Like I don't know if he's using what kind of equipment setup he's got back then to get these tones with these delays. Like these oscillations that he controls are amazing. But then you have this atmosphere progressively building up as well. Like, and that crybaby wah pedal is just hitting so hard. Gotcha. Welcome aboard, Excel spreadsheets. I have not. Listen to these. It switches ears. It's just crazy what there's just two instruments. You guys get. Did you guys also hear how crazy that was? Headphone listeners, identify yourselves. This feedback split. Check. Wow. They really play with the sound in the room, dude. Thank you, Wilson. Maggot Brain was recorded in one take when George Clinton, under the influence of LSD, told guitarist Hazel during recording session to play as if he had been told his mother was dead. Whoa. As if he had just been told his mother was dead. Dude. I like that with you, Mudrat. And I think the part of the reason I like doing this is like sharing what it is my ears hear. Like for that reverb or that feedback split, for example, where it bounces between headphones. Like those are the details of music that I like sharing with people because it's like that's what my brain draws attention to. And then just the same, other people will point their ears at me towards what their ears hear, and then like it kind of makes the same song become more full because you get shared impressions of it. And I think that is kind of again another beauty behind re-listening to stuff like this because you just pick up details. But um Also, just sharing in conversation of music like this, when everybody notices different things, it's one of the coolest parts. I can't believe how that intro started, and then we ended up with just one of the most amazing little vamp jams I've ever heard. Oh man, and then he kind of goes back into that vibe. Oh my gosh. Miss you back in Margosa. Love you, homie.
Maggot Brain. Maggot Brain.
Bro. The shimmer sound, all of this. I've never even heard of Eddie Hazel before this evening, but now I'm really upset that I haven't. This is truly special, guys. Like, this is truly special. The stereo editing, unreal. I would love to know how he got those two parts, like, or how he got the panning done, or if he was just really experimenting with tape. Holy cats, it's amazing. This was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Can you get to that is what this one is. Guys, by the way, who just heard Maggot Brain with me for the first time? Were you blown? Did you just love that too? Because I just friggin' loved that. That was unbelievable. Blown away. Blown away. Totally different vibe. after that first album, after that first song, a little bit of me forgot that it's a funk album. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I was sitting here moved by the passion and the conviction of the guitar sounds that just bleed through every inch of the notes he played on that tape, right? And then funk album. Here's some funky bass. Can we also the I want to know like the bass singer. Also, really crazy. The vocal dynamics of this whole shindig. Really, really, really good. Clinton is Zappa on drugs. Gotcha. This is, but and the writing, the lyricism here is kind of written with you know really great principle. I once had a life, or rather, life had me. I was among many, or at least I seem to be. Like it's commenting on like kind of finding yourself. Well, I read an old quotation in a book just yesterday. It said, "Gonna reap what you sow. The debts you make, you have to pay." Can you get to that? Can you get to that? Like, it's like, can you deal with your stuff?
Can you get? I wanna know if you can get to that. I recollect with the mixed emotions all the good times we used to have. But you were making preparations for the coming separation, and you blew everything we had.
Whoa.
You base your love on credit, and your loving days are done. Checks you sign with love and kisses later come back, sign insufficient funds.
When you base your love on credit and your loving days are done, checks you signed with a love and kisses later come back signed insufficient funds. This is really good. This is really good.
Checks you sign with love and kisses.
And this happened right after the song Maggot Brain did.
Later come back, sign insufficient funds. Can you get? I wanna know if you can get to that. Can you get? I wanna know if you can get to that.
You hear the I can't get up as high as he does, but like I'm very taken by who's doing the high. Like who are the vocals?
Can you get? I wanna know if you can get to that. Can you get?
That's what I'm saying, Uncle John. Like they've got them all placed perfectly. A lot of time you get harmonies that bleed together, right? And you can't necessarily decide if it's multiple voices or one voice overdubbed multiple times. This is distinctly multiple voices, and they all shine through while still harmonizing.
On credit, and your loving days are done. Checks you sign with the loving kiss and later come back shine insufficient funds.
Listen to this bass.
Can you get? I wanna know if you can get to that. Can you get? Can you get? I wanna know if you can get to that. Can you get? I wanna know if you can.
This song reminded me vaguely of The Weight by the band. Maybe with just its acoustic guitar feel and like in just its music, less in the bass line, of course, but it did remind me a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? When they played live, there were like 20 musicians and singers rotating on and off stage. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you, Snake Fetus, because I really did feel like I was hearing a little bit of it, especially in the acoustic guitar. golly, Garrett, that is a lot of personnel. Golly, Garrett. That's a lot of personnel. Bernie Worrell, lead vocals on track 3. Okay, so I'll get to know what Bernie sounds like. And it looks like, so George Clinton was the one that spoke, and Raymond Davis was the one that seems to have sang that one, with Hot Buttered Soul, Pat Lewis, Diane Lewis, and Rose Williams on backing vocals for that. Okay. Now we know. That song was super jam. Now this is Hit It and Hit It and Quit It. Okay. I've said this phrase so many times in my life. But normally I said it about like smoking a doob or something.
I want you to hit it.
I now see what people were saying when they were like, yo, this is like Zappa if he did drugs, because this sounds like some of Zappa's music, right? But there's certainly like a much grander, thank you, Applebee's, a much grander psychedelic vibe here. For sure, funk fusion feels like a very good word. But like, again, even just the way they transition their time signatures here. And drummer is MVP of this song for friggin' days. Oh my gosh. But then you've got the guitar player running behind, matching him. That's so nice. That guitar in the background, following that very odd timing. Does anybody have the time signature for this, or the time signatures for this? Is that a xylophone in the back of here? Time signature is funkin'. Got it. And is that a Hammond? I just noticed that the sounds in the back. Is it saying? What's it saying? Is it saying like hit it and quit it?
Shake it to the east side, to the west. Hit it, quit. You can shake it to the one you
yeah.
Hit it, quit.
the bass going along with this. This wailed. I just didn't realize funk went this hard like this. I had no clue funk did this. And to me, honestly, in my brain, like, funk was like, we got the funk. Certainly not this. You and your folks, me and my folks. Oh, hang on. Actually, I got to run an ad. BRB. Sorry, I totally knew to do that. Give me a sec. One moment. Small brain. Be right back. There's just as much Adelic as there is funk, is just the ideal comment for how I feel about this album thus far. And yeah, it occurs to me also that maybe me saying we got the funk might have been performed by Funkadelic. But with that said, I also think it sounds distinctly different from what I've heard thus far. Yeah. Whoa. No, the Adelic part has absolutely gripped me. This bass line and these harmonies. Bass player singing here. If you and your folks love me and my folks love you and your folks. If there ever was folks. Wow. I don't even know how to begin to comment on the styles I've heard, because honestly, like, I would say it feels so rooted in jazz, obviously, right? But then, like, everybody's got their own eclectic kind of thing. Like, there's certainly rock to it. There's certainly like psychedelic elements to it, but there's also like soul and like Motown, I guess. From the little bit I know of the Motown sound, I don't know. There's certainly like there's a lot of different things that come into this, but I mean certainly the loudest thing to me is LSD. Wait, is this a Bootsy song? So Bootsy Collins played bass for this, huh? Because I've heard of Bootsy before. No? Okay. I was like, I thought Bootsy played, like, I knew he played bass, but I didn't think he was on this. He's in Parliament, got it.
But if in our fields we don't learn to trust each other, and if in our greed you don't learn to share with your brother, you know that hate is gonna keep on multiplying.
Whoa!
And you know that man is gonna keep right on dying.
I absolutely feel like Prince heard this album at least once before he recorded any of his music. I absolutely feel that way. Oh my gosh. But man of La Mancha, if the lyricism doesn't just genuinely hit, And I think, obviously it was coming out at a time where it was like the world really did, and still does, by the way, need lyricism designed to bring people together. Yo, life is short. Evolve. Thank you. Love you. Thank you so much for coming back. But this is Prince coded for days. Tell me that's not true, though. Hate is going to keep multiplying it, and man is going to keep dying if we don't learn in our fear, in our tear and fears. Oh my gosh. Oh, good to know. Wow. It's so conscientious and soulful. And that bass. And the drum sound has this big openness. Like they put microphones on like the corners of the room as well as just about the drums. Like Trippy Salmon, when I wasn't actually paying attention to it until I saw your comment there. So thank you for calling my attention to that. But the drum room sounds really big and open. Like they literally stuck the drum set in the middle of a big old room and just had microphones strewn about the room. Yes. The piano here. You hear that guitar in the back? I also like that part where they say yeah, yeah. That I don't know if it's blasphemous, so to speak. I don't, because in some respects, Crimson, I don't know that you necessarily get Prince without this sound. I mean, truly, not in the way that you got him. But truly, I've got to say that this has simply been iconic. I mean, the sounds I'm hearing, the combinations I'm hearing, I don't know why, but I thought it was going to sound tremendously more commercial and like stuff that I'd heard in commercials my whole life, or at like skating rinks or something. But that's not at all been what this has been. This has been deep. This has been masterful musicianship. This has been unbelievable mixing and mastering. And like, as far as capturing a psychedelic sound, this is every bit as psychedelic as any other psychedelic rock sound I have ever heard. And truly, I mean, potentially pioneering a lot of that sound that I would go on to find later, Unbelievable sounds. Unbelievably good so far. Super Stupid is the next one. Guitar tone, oh my gosh. Whoa! Tell me that isn't the guitar tone from Purple Haze. they go back to being self-referential there in calling it back. Like, their lyrics have done that a few times throughout this album, but man, they really brought it back full circle.
Oh, stupid with your up and down, your maggot brain, your grin and frown. Super stupid, your engineer, you've lost the fight and the winner is real.
Whoa! Just putting it out there for the world to hear that I haven't seen the movie Pulp Fiction. That drum, dude. I have seen some Tarantino. Kill Bill. Hateful Eight. Lebowski, yeah. You want to run it back? I'm gonna. Oh my gosh, guys. That combination of solo and just funky bass line wailed so hard. I did not I've never, like I said, heard of this George Clinton guy before we got here, okay? But wowzer. Ween soon. Golly goodness, did that just rip so hard. And again, speaking into the bass line, speaking into the drums, like, this whole thing was just an eruption. I'm really captivated with this sound. Gosh. Oh my god! They're gonna board fade this. I don't mind that they board faded this. They made that the most interesting board fade I might have ever heard. that was such a good board fade. They let the guitar player just have like a bit. That might have been the best board fade I've ever heard. I'm not even fronting here. How many times on my channel have you heard me just dunk on the board fade? But they really did fine with it here. Like the way they faded the instruments out, but let the guitar still shine above everything, and then at the very end you get a little bit of organ in there too. Gosh, yes. That's the way you do a board fade. Gosh, that was good. Whoa. That's nutso, and you guys are hearing what my fingers were trying to indicate the sound was doing, right? Like the ping pongs between the left and the right. Boy, howdy, do I know what that feeling is like. Wow. Oh, yeah. I'm some pathetic person called Walter that lives on this friggin' rock called Earth and has this ego in this certain set of life circumstances, and I'm not just some astral spectral like dust floating through an abyss. Dang. We are back in our minds again. We don't fight no more. We don't close that door. This time for sure. We can't stand no more. Nothing but cussing each other. We're supposed to love each other. Living in this world we all live in. You know, tweeds. I like tweeds. I think that the twin reverb done in tweed is really nice. I once saw a Princeton reverb done in tweed, and I thought that was pretty cool. A Blues Junior done in tweed, swell. Yeah. Or if you mean like a tweed jacket, I don't know if I'm the kind of guy that could pull one off. Maybe with some elbow pads or something. But that's my thought on the tweeds. I'm loving this bass line flying with this. Does anybody know what this ting 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 sound is? We are back in our minds again. Lexitone. We don't fight no more. We don't close that door. This time for sure. We can't stand no more. Cussing each other. Living in this world we all live in. It's almost like it's singing about a utopian dream, or like this idea of like realizing when you're back in your mind that like, because I've had it kind of both ways, because admittedly I've had too many psychedelic experiences in my life, but I've had it like where I come back from a psychedelic experience that I felt was very overwhelming with positivity and love. And then you get hit with reality and you're like, oh, wait, life isn't like that. And then I've had other moments where it was like, I get so sad about how bad the world is when I'm on a psychedelic, and then I come back to my mind, and I'm like kind of depressed and looking at the world in like a gray lens because I'm like, geez, the world around me sucks. Everybody's unhappy with each other, and like there's no way to just make people happy, and like, how do I even make my own self happy? And blah, 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 blah. So, I could see it kind of going both ways, but it, again, I think that in and of itself leads into the idea of it being a psychedelic album. Along with the whimsy and everything. And the horns and the piano in the back. Was that trumpet? Or the trombone? Wars of Armageddon. Oh my gosh. This is looking like a 9-minute, 43-second song without words. It also, yes, you're right, Ostodon. You're absolutely right. The drum sound coming in just completely polyrhythmic of this organ. Is that a baby? Or a cat? Thank you, Punk Octopus. I will actually do that from here on out, because I wasn't. Holy crap! Cowbell babies. The internet It looks like Opera stopped working for me. Hang on. Give me a sec. I gotta stop Opera. Now let me open her back. Okay. Can somebody give me that Genius link again? And okay, it doesn't look like anything died on me. Good to know. Beautiful. Except, there we go. Okay, we are back up and running. Thank you again for those lyrics there, Garrett. There we go. Also, I gotta be honest, these lyrics are kind of silly. A little bit. I don't know quite what to make of the last song, other than the fact that the music wails. I'm gonna go back a little bit for the interruption there. And their cowbell, I guess. The organ here. That's Bernie Morrell, right? Where is this? Wow. There's I feel like another song took that distinct wow sound and ran away with it, but I don't know. Drum sound. And who's doing the organs? Isn't in time with the drums either. This is some of the most abstract music lyricism. Like very much Frank Zappa-y. My brain is breaking right now. There are so many sounds in here. Sounds like little video game gunshots. That's where Prince learned it from, right there. No, and I'm saying video game sounds took inspiration from this, just so we're clear. Those were like distorted farts, like really gainy, distorted and compressed, like deep from the belly, like big old airy farts. Just in case you didn't know, they farted into our ears. They ripped that ass in one take, guys. One take. It was actually this gal right here. Also, for the record, I'm totally kidding. This gal is actually drop dead gorgeous, even buried in the ground, with only her laughing face out there. Do you think if they farted on that microphone that the next person that used the microphone smelled it or got pink eye later or something from touching the microphone? Whoa. Look at that pollution.
That pollution is a fat, funky person.
It's a fat, funky person. All of that to this. And then the heartbeat. Feel like we're getting ready to listen to Dark Side of the Moon. Guys, I am absolutely mind blown about this album. It didn't get a perfect score back in our minds was not my favorite, but all of the others were absolute Super Saiyan mega bangers. I cannot believe I had not heard this before. What an adventure that this one was. It really did just have sounds that I just did not associate or affiliate with funk in any way, shape, or form. And maybe this predates a lot of the funk that I had the impression of. I don't know. But I really enjoyed the heck out of this. This was absolutely such a fun investment of time. Guys, for those of you that heard it for the first time, did you enjoy it? I am interested. I'm absolutely going to be digging into more funk. This is just too much fun. But guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.